Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Hearthstone deck guide video, I'm proud to present my version of Beast Druid. And what is Beast Druid really? The main thing about Beast Druid is some crazy swing turns. Because you have Oracle of Elune, after you play a minion that costs 2 or less, summon a copy of it. And then you have Frostsaber Matriarchs and you have Umbral Owls, and by summoning beasts and by playing spells you're going to discount both of these, so eventually they will only cost 0. So then when you play some of those with Oracle of Elune, you're going to get multiple copies and boom. That's it, that's really the main win condition of this deck. The most common versions of this deck actually run 4 legendary cards, but when you look at the statistics of those decks, those 4 legendary cards are the weakest cards by far in the deck, and clearly they just don't belong in the deck at all. So in this version I have replaced those 4 useless legendary cards with 4 useful rare cards. Mark of the Spike Shell, that's a given, that's very strong card in this archetype, giving minion +2/+2, if it has Taunt add a copy to your hand. And Frostsaber Matriarch has Taunt, so you can buff up your Frostsaber Matriarch, you're going to get more copies into your hand, that's just beautiful. As for the other 2 slots, I have been searching for the right card, and I believe that I have found it in a very surprising place. Because what you really want to do, you want to play spells, you want to summon beasts, because those will enable your win condition. I initially tried a card that does both of those, which was Glowfly Swarm, but it was too slow for the current meta. But now, with Partner Assignment, I believe I have struck gold. Add a random 2-cost and 3-cost beast to your hand. Partner Assignment is a spell, it discounts the Umbral Owls, the beasts are generally useful, they discount Frostsaber Matriarchs, what is there not to like? So the overall game plan with this deck is that you start the game by playing some beasts, hopefully drawing some cards, with Peasant, with Composting, with Living Seed, and you're preparing for those big swing turns. If your opponent's really bad at clearing boards, then you're able to just get your initial minions and buff them up with Arbor Up, but in a more typical scenario, your initial minions are just buying some time until the beasts can come in, they can swing the game, Arbor Up on them, and boom. So the mulligan for this deck looks like Thorngrowth Sentries, Peasant, Druid of the Reef, Nature Studies. Get some of these cheaper spells, beasts, card draw, and go. And this is what Beast Druid looks like in action. So I don't think the nerfs are coming yet. Next week, I hope. I really hope it's next week. Because if it's not next week either, then that's gonna be a problem. Alright, it's another rogue. Let's see. I don't think I will need this one to be a rush minion in this matchup. To kill some stuff. Probably with the Oracle. I probably play the Sentries now. The Guidance was an option. Then there was Coin Kennels. But I was worried that what if they play Double Agent? Oh, it's a Poison Rogue. Okay, yeah, I've seen this Poison list around sometimes as well. Well, then things are a little different. We're still going for some fun Oracle plays, but a little later, right? Okay. I can do Oracle into the Taunt Druid in this matchup. But they have the Gnoll in that deck. So unlike the regular Poison Rogue that doesn't have minions, that one runs the Gnolls. They don't always have an answer to kill a Taunt minion though. Not always. Sometimes they do. And the Gnolls might make a difference. Now we're going for this Oracle. And the double Taunt. Okay. Hi, Barrett. My day is okay. So far. Alright, we get them to spend a Wicked Stab. That's nice. So far so good. So this turn, Arbor is an alternative, but I think this is Oracle and Frost Saber. Then we'll have to see about the cloaks and scabs, which are dangerous, of course. I think that this is Oracle and Frost Saber. Okay. So now they need a cloak, probably. Do they have a cloak? There's a pretty decent chance for them to have a cloak there. Halfway through the deck, there's 2 cloaks in the deck, so... Usually they have a cloak here. And then they might have the scabs next turn, which could be a problem. But they are using their wicked stabs, which is good.
You can't always trust what you see.
Alright, now this is intriguing. I have 10 here, so I have 21 damage. No, I have lethal. Arbor up. Right, this is... No, this is 8. No, it's 20. It's 20 that I have. Of course, it's 20. So I must be wary of scabs.
So many contradictions.
We spike shell that, of course. So this is 20 damage and they're at 22. So not a lethal here yet. Which makes me think that I will trade. At least the Gnoll. Will I trade the Maestra? Yeah, I'll trade the Maestra too. Push face with these. Put them to 10. It's unlikely that they can kill both of these taunt minions before they play scabs. Probably they can only kill one. They don't have scabs. Okay. Do they have the cloak? They don't have scabs, they need to have a cloak. They have a cloak. Fine, fine. They spent 2 wicked stabs early. It's just a bit of a problem for them, I guess. Take nature studies here. We can do some buffs, right? We'll see if they find scabs or not. Again, they can kill this one. Put the peasant on the board too. Okay. Then they are looking for their scabs. Can they find the scabs? I've seen 1 cloak. There is a risk that I run out of... There is a risk that I run out of taunt minions here. No scabs, good. Do some more nature studies. Ooh, for a Moontouch amulet. Why not? Just need to find a way to corrupt that. A Cenarian Ward, that's nice. That will also corrupt the Moontouch amulet. So let's play that one now. Get some armor. Corrupt the Moontouch amulet. And as it turns out, get a taunt minion. Okay. 5 minions on the board, 2 cards in hand. Scabs is the only defensive tool they have left. They don't have any gnolls left. And they used both wicked stabs. Which means that it will be more difficult for them to pull off an OTK. They have 2 Garrots, 2 Sinister Strikes. That's 10 plus Well, that could be 34, right? That could still be 34. And I am at 31, so they still have a chance to pull it off. Guild Trader, double Sinister Strike, double Garrote, draw all the bleeds. That could still do it. They have to have the scabs now. It appears that they don't have the scabs, so in that case, they are going to be very dead, right? I don't see how they have... It's really tough luck for them to have scabs in the very bottom of the deck, but... sometimes.
I'm out of cards.
Now they're looking like... Did I have scabs in my deck even, in the first place? Did they forget to put scabs into the deck? They had gnolls, right? They had gnolls, yes. Do you think the gnolls list doesn't have any Sinister Strikes? You think so? What's the most likely thing looks like next week? That could be an actual Warlock. Well, they have Soul Rend, which is pretty good against this deck. They could of course also be a rogue. Nah, they were just a rogue. Ah. Here I was thinking that we would be playing against a Warlock. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Of course it's not a Warlock, it's a rogue. Like, come on. Obviously. Obviously not Warlock. Well, then that's a Gnoll. That sucks. I hate gnolls.
Trust no one. Not even trust no one. Not even me.
More sentries? Or the kennels? More sentries just might keep the peasant alive. I will need to discount these to 0. How do I do that? I play kennels now, that discounts them by 2 over the next 2 turns. This discounts them by another 2. I'm still a little off. That has got to be a gnoll, right? This keeps the peasant alive. Nah, it needs to be the kennels. That was a tough turn. Do you think that a traded card should be visible to opponents? No. I mean, I guess the card that they put into the deck should be visible to opponents. Like, that's keeping kind of in line with, like, regular card game rules. I'm going to put this card back into my deck because it's tradable. Really? Well, is it really tradable? Can you show me? No, I'm not going to show you what it is. But I assure you, I'm going to put this card back into my deck and it's going to be a tradable. So I think that showing the card that they're trading in, that feels very appropriate. But the card that they draw, I don't see why that should be visible. They can still Shadow Step double agents. They can Shadow Step this. So many possibilities for them. I think I'll need to do composting here anyway. And value trade. Cost of these down to 1. We're now looking at partner assignment and play a beast. And then on 6 we do the matriarchs and the arbor up. Something like that. Also going to get a bunch of cards here, so hopefully that helps. Alright. Can't really arbor up this turn. Arbor is for next turn. I could make one Frost Saber Matriarch with Mark of the Spike Shell this turn. That's 2 mana. 1 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana. Maybe. Maybe. Such a shame that I have not been able to find an Oracle. That would be what I really, really want. This trades one of those away. Play one of these with Spike Shell. This trades another 3/3 away. We'll hold back the others for now. Next turn we do big things with Arbor up. It's one turn before Scabs can be played, so we hope that it will be enough. They have some random stuff. Hoping this 1/6/7 can hold them back a little. Then I will be out of taunt minions. We'll see.
Give me that. Not what I want.
Oh, some Shadow Step goodness.
Give me that. Not what I want.
Face Sereno being to play Sereno, right? So I guess we'll play the stuff and the Arbor up here. Can't do Scabs yet, so hopefully that will be enough. Too bad I didn't find an Oracle. I could still try to look for that swing with the Oracle, but then they could have Scabs. Next turn they don't have Scabs yet. I guess this is my opportunity. Take a value trade on that Plunderer. Because next turn they can play Scabs, and there's a card that they kept in the mulligan, which I believe is Scabs, because it hasn't been played in 5 turns, so it's not a Gnoll. Oh, that's a good card too. That was a little unexpected. Tiniest bit unexpected there. So if that is a Scabs, then that's gonna be a huge problem for me. If I do my composting now... Oh, just... Seriously, 2 Loan Sharks. This is not good. I can't play these into Scabs either. This is very, very ungood. Sometimes, you know, sometimes things just don't go according to plan. I don't dare to play the composting here. I just don't dare. But they might not have to play Scabs now. Maybe my board isn't intimidating enough for them to play that Scabs. But I mean, it cannot be anything else, right? It's a card that was kept in the mulligan and it's turn 7. There's no other card that that deck keeps in the mulligan that they would not have played by now. Those cards simply do not exist. Once they have played Scabs, I can refill and composting. But these Loan Sharks were pretty bad for this matchup. But I think they won't play Scabs yet. They want to hold it back. Well, they did play it. That's fine. Now we can do composting at least. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6 and composting. Alright, now we get the composting up there. Okay. I have done everything I can to play around their stuff. They're just signaling their moves like an open book. But it might still work out for them. Just the sheer strength of the deck. And that random flame strike, without which they would have been dead already. Strength of the deck and random flame strike. Can't be good enough. Have to find oracles and owls. They have both gnolls left. They didn't even have a gnoll. They had the double agents, but no gnolls. And obviously they can have stuff like Edwin and Smite and stuff, so... And I'm out of Matriarch, so there's chances that they can just OTK me. I guess I have to play a Loan Shark out there. Give them a coin. Then arbor up this board. Use one of these to trade that away. Rest go to the dome. Right. They have another Shadow Step, I suppose. They get some good random stuff, maybe? At least they got some gnolls. They're pointing everywhere. They got gnolls and Shadow Step from a secret passage. That was unexpected. That was a great secret passage. 2 gnolls, Shadow Step, and Wicked Stab from the secret passage. That's quite phenomenal. 8, I need another 5. I don't have any arbor ups left. Mark of the Spike Shell. I can discover Mark of the Spike Shell and that will win. On the other hand, sometimes I don't discover Mark of the Spike Shell. Tough. And this is not enough. Well, bummer.
Stand the time in the moonwell.
We try something like this then. I really thought I would be able to discover the Mark of the Spike Shell. I'm sad that I couldn't. Because now I'm going to run out of minions, potentially. Nah, that was a bad turn. I needed much better. Not enough mana to feed in the Oracle and the Bride's Fury. Was also a problem. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.